I've said on this show a number of times just in the last year that with Phil Collins' health issues, now is the time to really appreciate his contribution to music. And I don't mean just, like the surface level hits. The stuff he did with Genesis was amazing. His drum work was outstanding. It is outstanding. And some of the stuff he's done for other artists. One of my favorite Phil Collins songs isn't even a Phil Collins song. He's on it. It's the Phil Bailey song, Easy Lover. Which, by the way, if you want to really appreciate Phil Collins, you're on the fence about it, listen to because it's a wicked nerd on you, but just stick with me for 10 seconds, okay? Listen to the isolated drum track to Easy Lover. Simple pop song, but the madness that goes on in the background when it comes to the drums, crazy. And Phil Collins invented the Phil Collins drum sound. So there's cultural impact right there. I'm surprised he wasn't in before. And hopefully they're not putting him in just because he's, fallen ill on health. Also, I thought it was a pretty good night. They announced this on American Idol last night, which I didn't see the announcement because who watches American Idol anymore? But still, the idea, the man who's coming to Maine later on this summer, Billy Idol. You know what would have been perfect? Is if Billy Idol, and it might have happened, I don't know, I didn't see the show, but if Billy Idol could have joined the cast of American Idol on the night he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or not inducted, but announced that he would be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Billy American Idol. Come on! Anyway, that's a great song. Also on the list is Iron Maiden, which seems a bit overdue for the cultural impact that they have made over the years. Joy Division / New Order going in as the same band. I understand why that's happening, but it just seems weird. Who else is on there? Luther Vandross, yes. Wu-Tang Clan. Also, looks like Rick Rubin for producer is going in. Ed Sullivan. I'm surprised that Ed Sullivan... How was Ed Sullivan not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until this year? Sade is also going to be in there. And if you want to feel really, really old, these guys are going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yep. Oasis. And the funny thing is, here's a timestamp for you. Oasis blew up when the Beatles anthology series hit. And there was about a 30-year timestamp between the Beatles anthology series in the 90s and the band Oasis. That equal amount of time has passed, and now Oasis are going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I like that band as well, too. I think they were marketed as like a new Beatles, but if you listen to their music and some of their deeper cuts, they're more Kinks than they are Beatles. And I'm not saying that just for the brother situation. I mean, brothers that fight in a British band certainly help draw comparisons to the Kinks. But some of the music, I think, lends itself more towards early 70s Ray Davies type music than, say, straight-up Beatles. They get a lot of crap for ripping off the Beatles. And when you do a song called Don't Look Back in Anger, which completely lifts from John Lennon's Imagine, which I know is not a Beatles song, but still, cousin, they kind of dug their own grave on that one. But I'm glad to see Oasis go in there. Still some snubs, still some artists that I thought were going to go in, but just didn't. Black Crowes came to mind, too. But I was all right with it, looking at who was... I was surprised that New Edition didn't make it. And not because I'm a big New Edition fan, and I think a band that has a song called Mr. Telephone Line, and Mr. Telephone Man, Telephone Line is ELO, or Cool It Now should be in the Hall of Fame. I think eventually they will be, just for cultural impact on boy bands. But they were leading the fan vote by a mile, but did not make it this year. Congratulations to Phil Collins and all of the future inductees.
Connect with York County's morning show at 324-1220.